You know, I had started making YouTube videos for Elden Ring because I was absolutely in love with what patch 1.06 had done to the PvP format. Made it so much more fun, balanced, and whatnot. But now patch 1.07 dropped, and it's like a whole new world, a new fantastic point of view. You know, that sort of thing. And first off, Colossal weapons. Got some buffs, baby. And Colossal swords, kinda, sorta. I mean, they got rid of the crouch poke, but to be honest, I hardly ever use that because I'm usually using Starscourge Radon swords in the dual wield fashion like this. Which, speaking of, I was interested to see how these would play out because they made it sound like they increased some of the speed of attacks for the Colossal swords and such. Obviously, the nerfed crouch poke, but then they mentioned dual wielding, I think, wasn't affected with the changes. And the thing with the Starscourge great swords is that you only need to have one of them equipped. You know what I mean? Like, you're not actually dual wielding them in the right and left hand. It's just the right hand. But when you air quotes go to two-hand it, you get two swords. Which is always, to this day, I'm still infatuated with how cool these are. But at any rate, I was wondering if this would count then as dual wielding or as two-handing, and it seems like it's dual wielding because it does not seem to have an increase in speed. This seems pretty much the same as what it used to be. However, the other aspect of my build, the Fallingstar Beast Jaw, oh boy, it feels faster. Like these light attacks, chaining them feels so smooth, and I'm very excited to get to play test this bad boy out a bit. Here, let's call in our buddy from outside the door. He's been waiting to have some fun. Come on in, friend. Poor guy doesn't even get a chance to talk. But yeah, it feels pretty damn good, to say the least. The other thing I'm super excited about is how they've given more armor sets a chance to shine, essentially, by increasing the poise in a lot of them. Now, granted, I am in love with this helmet and this cape. I will probably always sport these. Plus, I like helmets that show my beautiful face, you know, and this is one of them, one of the best ones for that. So the veteran's armor will always be dear to me. But there are a few other ones we might have to experiment around with, too. Now let's look at what we got here. I never wear the lighter armors and stuff. I'm always in this heavy genre. The Beast Champion armor, 34 poise now. I want to say that was like 26 or 28 previously, something like that. And here's the interesting thing: look at the reduction in poise between the unaltered and altered forms of these armors. It's barely anything. In the past, it used to be a massive drop. For the Beast Champion here, it doesn't even drop at all. The poise doesn't drop at all. It just, some of the other stats do, but so does the weight. So that might be worth playing with, because I do love this armor set without the cape. It's so beautiful. There's a lot of other ones too. I absolutely love Tree Sentinel armor, and look at this, they increased the poise is actually higher than the veteran's armor now on the Tree Sentinel armor. That's insane. And obviously it's got some other good stats too. A lot of fire resistance too, so I wonder if we start seeing more fire stuff, because I know they buffed a lot of fire spells and whatnot. Maybe this will come in handy more. And it's such a beautiful set of armor. I'll probably have to monkey around with that too. Even without the cape, it looks gorgeous. And oh, the Crucible armor sets, I love these. I really like the tree. And look at how cool the back of this is when you alter it too, which again, there's not much of a drop anymore. Poise, look at, gosh, that is sick. That is some sick looking armor right there. But yeah, it's not just the body armor though. Excuse me. The helmets, you know, everything across the board. Things have been boosted. So yeah, even for the leggings here, it looks like the veteran's armor is outshined by the Tree Sentinel armor, or Greaves, in regards to the poise value. So 22 and 23 respectively. So yeah, so it's going to be interesting to monkey around with those armor sets a little bit and see, you know, see what works. I mean, I feel like you can make any of them work now. It's just, what's your style, you know? It's pretty fantastic. And well, at any rate, I'm going to try to get some invasions in so we can play test how cool this is.
A few moments later.
So while I was waiting for an invasion to fire, I figured I'd go to the mountaintops of the giants here and beat up on this guy a little bit. I used to test out poise and stuff like that on him with different weapons. During 1.06, he would take about 5 hits with the Fallingstar beast draw while two-handing it to break his poise. And here I think that was 4. And there's 5, so about the same. I know it said that they increased the poise with two-handing, but it seems about the same there. But here, while I was doing that, I got our first invasion of patch 1.07, so kind of exciting. I thought the guy would be up here, that's why I started buffing, but he's down below. And I see he's doing a bunch of buffing. And this actually gives me an opportunity to use the Law of Regression, which is something I've actually never used before, but up until recently I didn't know that it got rid of enemy buffs. So there you can see his buffs wear off, which is kind of cool. Also right there, you got to respect the range of the beast draw. It has surprising range. GG. Now, obviously that one went well, but definitely not foreshadowing for the future. Oh, but this I wanted to bring up. I don't know if you guys have been experiencing this, but I've been having a ton of issues today trying to connect to invasions and hunter summons too. For every one invasion that fired, I got at least 2 of them that got this failed to join session, which kind of stinks. Maybe it's patch, it's because maybe there's a lot of people on, I don't know. But here's the second one we get to fire in the subterranean grounds under the Capitol. And holy shit, whatever that lightning spell or Ash of War is terrifying. And the next one we got to fire here, I can see there's some magic wielders, so I kind of switch up some of my items a little bit. You know, do you remember that time when they said that they nerfed weapon arts in PvP across the board? Well, it doesn't seem like they touched the moon veil at all. Ooh, this next one's fun. Again, we're in the subterranean shunning grounds, which is kind of interesting that we're getting so many here. But I like it. I like fighting down here. Looks like this guy's on his way to the Dung Eater, so I figured, you know, I'm going to position myself well. I'm going to go up here. That way he'll, you know, have to come up the ladder where I can beam him with some, you know, dealer's choice gravity bolts, or hit him with the Starcaller Cry as he gets up top. So we're just going to sit here and wait for a bit. You'll notice a change in my attire. After these first few invasions, I start to feel like, since my weapon art is noticeably weaker with the Fallingstar Beast draw, at least, I'm starting to respec more for survivability versus raw damage output. Not sure how that didn't hit. Also not sure how that didn't hit. But I'm not sure how I didn't take any damage. Oh, come on! What? Now, I know I sounded upset right there, and I kind of was, but it was still a very fun fight. Love the intense 1v1s. Speaking of fun fights, we got some gankers. Okay. I whip out the Starscourge to try to do a Hail Mary, but it doesn't work out, as you see. Now this next one's weird. The guy's calling me over with his little hi, but he's not at full health, so maybe we caught him at a bad time, and maybe he just fought some monsters or something. Oh, just look at that reach. Good game, Maki. Fun fact, I fought him later in the day, but I forgot to record it, and he kicked my ass. So he was at full health from the start, and he got me. Oh, and this next one versus Piercy Jackson. This is the first time I was ever put to sleep in an invasion, so that was kind of interesting. Unfortunately, unfortunately for him, he wasn't able to take advantage of it. Yeah, I gotta say, the Fallingstar Beast Jaw has been feeling really good for 1v1 scenarios. Oh, and this last invasion is incredible. Between here and the last few invasions, I went to Renala, respec'd a little bit, added more endurance so I could fit some heavier armor on, while having the Erdtree's Favor +2 talisman on to get a little bit extra stamina, a little bit extra health. Because I feel like stamina is so important, but but obviously those other facets of it are as well. Any rate, this invasion is nuts. Enjoy. Here we obviously are experiencing some connection issues, so I figure, you know what, I'm just going to stay away from him, or her, his name's Natasha, and wait for the issue to kind of resolve, which it does here. What? What? Oh, baby. That was one of the most intense fights I've ever had, if not the most intense fight I've ever had. So yeah, first impressions of 1.07. I think it's pretty good. Yeah, I think it'll be fun. Magic is pretty strong, but I don't think it doesn't seem broken yet, but it's still pretty early. Brave tarnished. You know what? That singing from earlier was kind of horrible. Let's maybe try that again. whole new world. A new fantastic point of view. No one to tell us no or where to go. And I don't know the rest of the world.